Hey everybody, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed your long weekend here. If you could please put your phones away, that would be great. Today we're going to talk about the effects of imperialism in Rwanda today and how the imperialism that happened there during the 1800s and 1900s really affected and messed up Rwanda in today's world. To do this, you're going to need to go to your Google Classroom, and in your Google Classroom you'll see this assignment: effects of imperialism in Rwanda. And you're going to need to open up a couple of things. You're going to need to open up this document, Rwandan warm-up and, and guiding questions, and this document looks like this. You'll also need to open this document here, the Rwandan genocide reading. And these are a set of documents that when you open up will look just like this. And we will use these documents, to answer the questions. So when we're talking about Rwanda here, and you'll need your Rwanda guided reading paper next. We're going to focus on the idea of uh, defining what a genocide is, analyzing the effects of imperialism, especially in Rwanda. So I've said genocide a couple of times now. So what is a genocide? And you can fill this in on your paper. Genocide is the deliberate mass killing of a specific group of people. An example of a genocide would be the Holocaust that occurred during World War II, where Hitler tried to exterminate the Jewish population. Uh, and this genocide that we're talking about happened in Rwanda. You can see it right here on the map. Rwanda is a really tiny country in between Uganda, Zaire, Burundi. Very tiny, but thousands and thousands of people have died in this genocide. And what I want you to take a moment and think about is, why do you think genocides happen? Why do genocides happen? And I want you to go ahead and jot down your thoughts on this paper right here. Why do you think genocides happen? Take about 30 seconds and do that. And you can pause the video while you do that if you want. Um, for the second part of what we're going to do today, we're going to examine and think about the Rwandan genocide. And in order to do that, you're going to need the resource cards that we clicked on over here a moment or two ago. And with these resource cards, it takes you through a little bit about what happened during the genocide in Rwanda. You get a little bit of a history about it. Pay close attention to the pictures here, especially in the racial classification system. Um, this is a system that was put in by the Belgians when they were there, allegedly ending slavery, which we know they did not. And you'll use, after you read this task card here, you'll use this information on these two pages to answer these questions about resource card 1. Describe the racial classification system. What percentage of the population was Hutu, and how are the Hutus discriminated against? And then, how did Belgium's colonization of Rwanda lead to genocide between the Hutus and the Tutsis after independence? You should take about 5 or so minutes and answer these questions after reading that uh, resource card. And then if you click back and you scroll down and you look at resource card number 2, that tells you about some events during the Rwandan genocide. And you got some pictures of some drawings that were made by children who witnessed and survived the genocide. Uh, Take a look at that and then answer the questions about resource card number 2. What happened to the Tutsis during the genocide, and how many Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed? And then after you've taken about 5 minutes and answered these questions, if you scroll back to your document page, I want you to read the story about Valentina. She's a survivor of the Rwandan genocide. Uh, her town was ravaged. Many men in her village were killed. She saw some pretty horrific things. And I want you to read Valentina's story, and then I would like you to answer the question about resource card number 3. It says Valentina was only 14 at the time of the Rwandan genocide. Try to put yourself in Valentina's shoes. In what ways does the genocide still impact your daily life? So think about that and answer the questions about Valentina there. Once you've read the resource card, and you have answered the questions on this document, the next thing I'd like you to do is go back to Google Classroom, and you'll see the excerpt, or you'll see the link to this video here called Rwandan Genocide, Excerpts from the Ghosts of Rwanda. It actually has a little interview with Valentina, who you just read about in the third document, when she's a little bit older, and she like recounts what happened to her. And what I'd like you to do then, when the video is over, I'd like just a little reflection on the video. What did you think? How did you feel after watching the video? And I want you to put this on this paper here that we're looking at, put it under your answer to resource card number 3. And again, you'll watch the video. It's about 7 minutes long. And when the video is over, just give me your reflection. What are your thoughts? What do you think about genocide? Tell me about her story. How do you feel about that? And just 2 sentences at the bottom of this paper. And once you're all through with those things, and you've answered all the questions on this paper, you've reflected on the video for a couple of minutes for about 2 sentences, I want you to hand the paper into the sub. All this work can be finished today before you leave, and you should turn this into the sub today. And then once you do that, you should be done with this. Should probably take you about 25, maybe 30 minutes. You got the rest of the time during the bell today to do some makeup work, to do the extra credit that I gave you the other day, dealing with the effects of imperialism in South Africa. You can watch the Nelson Mandela video that is on this post here, right here. And other than that, just please be quiet, respect the sub, and have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.